Hello, we're going to be working on Unit 5, Lesson 4, Special Right Triangles. And our first one, what we're going to be doing is we're going to draw a 45, 45, 90 triangle. First thing we want to do is we want to draw a straight line. And then we're going to use the protractor, which is nice because we can move it around, and we want it to be on it. And this is, Cami, I'm never going to get it perfect. And I'm going to, let's see. I want to get this to be 45. So I'm going to put a little dot. We know this here is 40, 60. So here's 45. Whoops. 50. So we want about 45, which is about halfway through. Let's see if I can get we want to go put a little dot. Let's see. There. Okay. So we're going to have a little dot right there. And then I think once you're done with it, you just go ahead and click it off. We're going to go 45. Just going to keep going. And then we want a 90 degree over here. So we're going to have about a 90 degree. When it's somewhere up here. If we were doing this on actual paper, it's a lot easier. And then, oops. As you can tell, I can't really draw straight on a laptop. Okay, so we know this is a right angle. This is 45 degrees and 45 degrees. And it says assign a value to one of the sides. So here, I'm just going to pick 10. Now, we need to figure out a way to solve it for the other sides. Well, we know that our two angles are the same. So in theory, our two sides will also have to be the same, our two legs. And we know that if we have a right triangle and we have two of the sides, we can easily find the third side by Pythagorean theorem. And we can figure out that. Okay, so the next one, you're going to draw a 30, 60, 90, and I'm going to let you guys do that one on your own. Same concept. All right, now we're going to be dealing with 45, 45, 90 degree triangles. I do these a little bit different, but basically we name these. So the leg, this is another leg, and the hypotenuse. Oops. So the legs are always going to be the same. If the angles are the same, the legs are the same. So the hypotenuse is equal to the leg times square root of 2. Sometimes I find it's a lot easier if we name it. If you like working with x's, work with those. Okay, let's just do that first. So we're going to do all of the 45, 45, 90 first. So here we have a leg, and a hypotenuse. So we know that B is already going to be the same thing as the other leg because they're going to be the same. Now the hypotenuse, so our hypotenuse is equal to is equal to our leg, which is 2 square root of 2, times square root of 2. And I always remember that 45, 45, 90 degree triangles always have the square root of 2 because they have two angles and two sides that are exactly the same. And then we're going to multiply it. So 2. And this is the only time we can multiply square roots is if they're both square roots. So 2 times 2 is 4. And we know that the square root of 4 is just 2. And if we multiply that, so 2 times 2 is 4. So the hypotenuse is 4. Okay, so let's go to the next one. We're trying to find x and y. And here we know that the hypotenuse, sometimes I like writing it first. So hypotenuse is equal to the leg times square root of 2. So our leg is 4. And I'm just going to pick x as our leg. Now we want to get x by itself. So first we're going to divide by square root of 2. Okay. And then we know that these cross off. So x, I'm going to just switch it around. 4 over square root of 2. Well, we don't like to have square root of 2 on the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the top by square root of 2, bottom by square root of 2. And we get x equals 4 square root of 2. And by the previous example, we know that multiplying 2 times 2 gives you square root of 4. Square root of 4 is just 2. And we can reduce the 4 and the 2 to be 2 square root of 2. So it's the same problem, just going at it a different way. So we get 2 square root of 2, and the other is the same. All right. Here, we're also given the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is equal to, I keep touching that, sorry. So hypotenuse is equal to the leg, square root of 2. Hypotenuse is 2 square root of 6. Leg, whatever x or y you can pick. And we're going to get it to be there. We want to get x by itself, so we're going to divide. And the only time we can divide square roots is if they're both square roots. And so we can divide this one. So that would be 2 square root of 3 equals x. So x is 2 square root of 3, and y equals 2 square root of 3. Now we're going to move on to the 30, 60, 90. Okay, so now we're going to be on 30, 60, 90 degree triangles. So the easiest way to do it is from 30 degrees, this is going to be your short leg. This will be your long leg and the hypotenuse stays the same. So short leg is the one you really want to find because that gives you everything, which is really nice. And we can say that the long leg is equal to the short leg times square root of 3. And which formula you use depends on what you're given. And the hypotenuse is equal to 2 times your short leg. Okay. So if we look at our first problem, first thing you're going to do is labels. So across from the 60 degrees is your long leg, short leg, or hypotenuse. If you'd rather work with the x's, 2x, x square root of 3, whatever works for you. I just like having visual representation for me. Okay, so we're given the hypotenuse. So that's the formula I have to start with. So if the hypotenuse, we know the hypotenuse is equal to 2 times our short leg. So we're going to go hypotenuse, which is 16, is equal to 2 times our short leg, which is y. And we're going to divide. And our short leg is going to be 8. And now we're going to use that one to fill in for our long leg. So we're going to go long leg equals the short leg times square root of 3. And I always know 3 square root of 3 is because of 30, 60, 90, all multiples of 3. All 3 sides are the same thing. All 3 sides are different, sorry. And so we have long leg, which is x. Our short leg we know is 8 square root of 3. So 8 square root of 3. Again, label. So here's our long leg, hypotenuse, and short leg. Yay, we have our short leg, which makes everything a whole lot easier. So if we want to find our hypotenuse, we know that is 2 times our short leg. So u is going to be 2 times 8, which is 16. And then our long leg is equal to our short leg times square root of 3. So our long leg is v. Short leg we know is 8 square root of 3. We don't have to do much work on that one. And as you noticed, it is very similar to the previous problem, but we have to start in a different position. Okay, so again, label. long leg, short leg, hypotenuse. And we're going to have to find x and y. So first thing we're going to do, we know we have the long leg, so we have to start with that formula. So long leg is equal to your short leg, square root of 3. So plug in our information. So 5 square root of 3. Short leg is y this time, square root of 3. We want to get the y by itself. Nice things. These all come off. And we get y equals 5. And then we know hypotenuse is 2 times our short leg. So hypotenuse is x. 2 times our short leg, which is 5. X is going to be 10. Okay, hopefully your assignment is going to be on Delta Math. Just be careful with Delta. They do not like square roots on the bottom. So remember how we did these problems over here. You will have to do it. They do not like it when the square root's on the bottom. All right, good luck.